Hey, today I'm talking about 3 Goldie Hawn movies. This is what she looks like. Why did I do this? I don't know. I had never seen her in anything before these 3 movies. And her movies just kept getting recommended to me on the different streaming services, so I was like, alright, sure, let's just go for it. Do I regret it? No, yeah, definitely. I regret it. I mean, I did really like one of these movies, but I still regret it. Yeah. Anyway, the names of the 3 movies I'm talking about today are Butterflies Are Free, Overboard, and Private Benjamin. First up is Butterflies Are Free. This is a 1972 film based off of a Broadway play, and it is very clearly just a Broadway play, but filmed. They really didn't do anything to make it more cinematic in any way, shape, or form. It's just simply a play. And it was great. The basic premise is this beautiful young woman moves in next door to this guy, and they get to talking, and they just kind of talk for the rest of the movie about life and stuff. And there's essentially just 3 characters. It's the man, the woman, and then the man's mom, who's an overbearing mom. And the mom is by far the big standout. I believe she won some awards for this, and rightfully so. She's fantastic. Goldie also does a really good job as the woman, though I feel like her character was probably more similar to Goldie's personality, so it wasn't as much of a stretch for her, though she does nail it. But I would definitely say that the weakest link is the male lead. I mean, he does fine. He's just not the strongest actor, and I do feel with a different actor in that role, I would have liked this more. And also, there are some parts in the script that are kind of, he has a disability, and the script is a bit on the nose. He's blind, and I don't think the writer did the best job with really capturing how a blind person actually talks about their disability. This probably was great for 1970 standards, but it's just I don't think he talked to a lot of blind people about their emotions while writing this. I think he just imagined what it was. And that's fine. I think he did an okay job with that. But honestly, that's me being more hypercritical, because I did really enjoy this. It's definitely a play and not a movie, which I want to stress, but it is still really solid overall, and I would totally recommend. Next up is Overboard. This is a 1987 film, also starring Kurt Russell. So I started this movie and I instantly hated it. I immediately wanted to turn it off and watch something else. It was clearly a mistake. I hated Goldie, I hated the premise, I hated the characterization of everyone. I mean, Kurt Russell was charming and adorable, but he was doing some nasty, terrible stuff, and I was like, yeah, I don't want to be a part of this. But unfortunately, I was in the middle of a 3-hour car ride, and I didn't have any other options. It was watch this or do nothing for 3 hours. So I watched it. I will be honest, I did take some breaks, which I'm glad I did. But the fascinating thing is that as the movie went on, it did such a good job with emotion that I had no choice but to constantly be bumping it up. So I begrudgingly pushed it from the didn't like to the meh, probably by the halfway point. But then by the end, I was like, God damn it, this is a good ending. I knew where this was going, because there's only so many ways this movie could end. But that doesn't matter, because they nailed the frickin' emotions. Damn it, it's a liked. This movie's a liked. I liked it. Against all odds. It's so dumb. I dislike so much about it, but I can't deny with the fact that they got me emotionally. So, yes. Do I recommend it? No. I did like it though, so take that as you will. Begrudgingly like it. And lastly is Private Benjamin. This is a 1980 film that Stripes may have ripped off. I don't know, I haven't watched Stripes in a very, very long time. So the basic premise is, this is supposedly a comedy. This woman, on the night of her wedding, her husband suddenly passes away. Distraught, she gets tricked by an army recruiter to join the army, and then she's just in the army. So this is a strangely honest, pro-military propaganda film that wants to be a comedy, but is really just a drama, a light drama, but a drama nonetheless. And it's so weird. Like, they were honest about how recruiters lie to trick you to join the military. They were also surprisingly honest about there was a rape scene that happened. And they even call out that it was a rape scene. And like, it's very clear that like, her life is better when she's in the military. Which, don't get me wrong, I'm sure that's definitely true for some people. But this is just a propaganda movie. Like, it's so weird. Like, she even leaves the military near the end of the film, spoiler, to marry a communist, which was strange. And then she ends up at the very end of the film leaving him, and I think she leaves him to go re-enlist in the military. Like, they don't say that, but that's the sentiment I got. Like, she was literally walking off into the, well, sunset in her wedding dress. And I'm like, I think she's just gonna walk straight to the recruiter's office. Like, I think that's what's up. And it's so weird. I also was very confused why this wasn't a comedy. Like, I don't even think it's just like a, oh, it's just because it's a 40-year-old movie and it's just comedy stuff that I don't get. Like, no, there's 80s comedies that I like a lot. Like 9 to 5, that's great. Or Dirty Rotten Scoundrels, love that movie. Both 80s comedies. This, not a comedy. Would I recommend it? I mean, if you want some pro-military propaganda, yeah, totally. If you don't want that, no. Alrighty, now for today's rankings. First up is Butterflies Are Free, sitting at number 55 in the really like section. And then after that, sitting a long ways down, is Overboard, sitting at number 200 at the very bottom of the liked category. And then bringing up the rear, rightfully so, is Private Benjamin, sitting at number 221 in the mid category. And this is out of a total of 261 old movies so far this year.